Hi, I'm Lynette and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you swatches and a tutorial of this look right here using the new Pat McGrath Blitz Astral Ritualistic Rose eyeshadow quad. Now, as you know, Pat McGrath has released 3 eyeshadow quads in her 2019 holiday collection, and I purchased 2 of them. The first one I purchased was the Nocturnal Nirvana quad, and I did do swatches and a tutorial with this quad. If you missed it, no worries, I will link that video up here for your viewing pleasure. And today I am going to be showing you the Ritualistic Rose eyeshadow quad. Now, the rumor had been that this was going to be only released in England, in suffrages in England, or suffrages in England, and that was not the case. Actually, it is now on Pat McGrath's website. I believe it's still exclusive on her website, which I think is really smart because I think a lot of people may gravitate towards this really soft pink palette. Maybe not, I don't know, but this is the palette, and just like the other 2 quads and the full-size mothership palettes, this comes in its own packaging, beautifully designed, of course. And then you open it up and the eyeshadow palette is inside, and inside the palette is the card that has the names of all the eyeshadows. And then this is the palette, which is designed exactly like her full-size mothership palettes in the black lacquered plastic box with the gold plate on the back. And then inside are the shades. You're getting 4 eyeshadows here, and what's special about these quads are that these eyeshadows are the special shades in the full-size palettes. So let's do some swatches. This is Astral Gold, Astral Rose Orchid. This is Rose Quartz 5. And this is Beyond Bronze 3. This palette, along with the other 2, retails for $65. So I did this look using it today. This was my first time using it, and I have to say, initially I was not into it. Like, these shadows, they're more subtle than, let's say, the Nocturnal Nirvana quad, if I can get it open, where this is a purple and a nice bright turquoise. These are very subtle. Like, the bronze shade, as you saw in the swatch, is barely noticeable on my skin. And the pink, the Rose Quartz 5 right here, very subtle. The one that gives you, like I said, those 2 shades, Astral Rose Gold and the Antique Gold, these 2 right here, give you the most glitter. They are very glittery. And the Astral Orchid, Rose Orchid, could really be like a topper shade. And that's how I used it today, as a topper on this Rose Quartz shade. A lot of roses in this palette. So I was really, I'm really not that subtle of a girl when it comes to my eyeshadow anyway. So at first I wasn't really digging it, but then after I finished my makeup and I have the smudge dark brown liner on, and I'm looking at it, and it really is beautiful. It really is beautiful. And I think that's why this palette will be so popular, I'm guessing, because it is a lot more subtle than, let's say, the blue-green palette. So for those people that like soft and subtle eyeshadows, I mean, as subtle as these can be, because again, a couple of these shades are really, really glittery. I think this will appeal probably to a lot more people. And that glittery shade, these really glittery shades, you will get fallout and you will get glitter on your face. Now, I did do the first look I attempted with this palette, I did not like. and I removed it, and I will show you that in the tutorial. So that'll be the first look you see. That was my fail. And then I will show you this look. And I put that really glittery shade up here, and it just pretty much, I did what I did with the Nocturnal Nirvana palette, and it worked. I feel like it worked with this palette, but it didn't really work with this palette. So I ended up taking all of that off and using a lot of tape to try to get the glitter off my face. And then I went back in and I did this look. And I do like it. Again, it's very subtle and it's very soft. And it's funny because when I worked with this palette, I thought to myself, I really wish I had done a softer look with it, something more maybe in line with Pat McGrath's eyeshadow looks, because hers, although they're stunning and impactful, they're not harsh, and I kind of felt like the look that I did with this palette was kind of harsh. But after it was all said and done, I really loved how it came out. And so then here I was able to do a much softer look, and initially I was like, I don't know if I like this. But in the end, I think it came out really nice, and I do like it. So if you would like to see these shadows in action and you'd like to see how I use them to create this look today, then keep on watching. So today I'm going to start off with the fail. So this is the first look that I tried with this palette that I hated. I didn't even finish, and I wiped it off and started over. So I started off with the LA Girl Pro HD Concealer in the color Fawn. And then I'm taking Beyond Bronze, and I didn't set the concealer, by the way. I'm taking Beyond Bronze 003, and I'm just going to build that up into the crease and the outer V area. And I go into the palette several times to build up this shade and make sure I can see it. Like I said before, it's very subtle. It's a lot more subtle than what I'm used to, which is not a bad thing. I think it's very pretty. It's just, I don't know, it's more subtle than what I usually do in my eyeshadowy looks. And this is a Sonia Kashuk blending brush that I'm using. And now I'm going to go back into the palette, and this is where I went wrong. I'm using a Delium Tools brush. I think this is a 772, and I'm taking Antique Gold 002, and I'm putting that under the brow. And I hardly ever see all that shimmer there. I hardly ever use a shimmer metallic shade for my underbrow highlight, but I thought I would try it here. And it was a lot. Again, a beautiful shadow, but for someone who doesn't use shimmer usually as my underbrow highlight, this was way too much for me. So here I am just trying to blend it out with my brush. And now I went back in with the Beyond Bronze 3 brush, and I'm just going over it because I'm trying to tone it down a bit. And basically I'm just spreading glitter because that Antique Gold is pretty glittery, and I'm just spreading glitter all over the place at that point. So now I'm taking my NYX glitter primer and my silicone applicator from Sephora, and I'm applying way too much glitter glue. And I'm placing that everywhere where I'm planning to put this next shadow. So up there high in the crease and in the inner corner and all over my lid. Now I'm taking Rose Quartz 005 and I'm tapping that onto my lid with my Sonia G Builder Pro brush. And this is a very subtle pink. It's a beautiful pink eyeshadow, lots of glitter in it, very pretty, but very subtle once again, and I'm just not used to subtle. Maybe I need to start incorporating more subtle shadows and doing more subtle looks in my eyeshadow application repertoire. But yeah, it's a very subtle shade, so I just continued to build it and build it. I went back multiple times into the palette to build up this shade, and it never got any more bright or vibrant. It just remained subtle. So now I'm taking the Astral Rose Orchid shade and a really small Sephora brush, and I started to place that into the inner corner, in the crease, and high above the crease in that inner corner area there. And this I just did not like It's gold. It's a lot of gold. It's a pink shimmer gold. It's like a dual chrome gold pink shade. Very beautiful. But I don't know. It was looking really gold, and it was a lot of glitter and sparkle, and I didn't feel like it blended in well with that really subtle rose quartz shade that's on the lid. Here I am trying to blend the two together, and I did not like this at all. Between all of the glitter and shimmer in this shade and then all of the glitter of that gold underneath my brow, it was just too much gold glitter for me. And here I'm just again adding on that bronze to smooth out and blend out any edges. But this is where I decided I just really didn't like this, how this was coming together. The bronze shade was way too subtle and not dark enough, and I didn't feel like it was giving this look enough definition and contrast. So this is where I decided to give up and take this off and start again. Okay, so I'm starting over. I used the same concealer, but now I'm setting it with my NYX Blame It on Midnight eyeshadow and my NYX number 16 blending brush. And I just did it from the brow to the crease. I did not set the lid. And again, same steps, going in with the bronze and then the rose quartz 005 on the lid. Now I'm taking my finger and that Astral Rose Orchid shade, and I'm tapping it over the rose quartz shade. I didn't use any glitter glue or anything on any of these shadows this time around. And I'm going back in with the bronze shade and just adding and blending out the edges and making sure we have seamless blends. And it's still very subtle, still didn't add any more contrast or depth to the look, but I don't know, it just seemed to work better with this eyeshadow application than the first. And I'm just blending out around those edges there, and I'm sticking with the matte Blame It on Midnight shadow for under my brow. And now I'm just going in with a brown. This is the Sephora retractable eyeliner in matte brown black, and I'm putting that in my waterline and also underneath the lower lash line. And now I'm going to blend it out with Rose Quartz 005, and I'm going in with it dry on my Makeup Geek pencil brush, and I'm going to use it to blend out that matte black brown eyeliner on my lower lash line. Now I'm going back in with Rose Quartz 005. This time I'm using it wet on that same brush, and I'm continuing to blend out that dark brown black shade on the lower lash line. And now I'm taking Antique Gold 002 and using it wet as well, and I'm placing that in the inner corner as my highlight, which is how I should have used it in the first place. And this is the completed look. I used the same eyeliner on my lash line and smudged it out, and I like this, and no false lashes. I like this look much, much better. So that is the look. In the end, I think it came out really pretty. Again, not so in your face, but very pretty. I definitely feel like this is a palette you could wear in the daytime. You can wear perhaps at work, because I really believe like this shade right here is really subtle. This shade right here is really subtle, at least on my skin tone. On lighter skin tones, maybe it will be a little more brighter and noticeable, but for me they were very subtle. So I feel like this is definitely shadows I could wear in the daytime for those people that like a more subtle look. Now, between the two of them, this quad and this quad, which one do I like better? You know, hands down, the Nocturnal Nirvana. This is just, I mean, I love pink eyeshadows, and that's why I purchased this quad, but this right here is just all me, all in my wheelhouse. beautiful. They're both beautiful and gorgeous. So I really think it depends on what it is that you like. I feel like one of these two, I haven't tried the Iconic Illumination, that's the third palette, but I feel like there's really, between these three palettes, there's something for everyone. Let me know, do you have any of these palettes? Have any of these caught your eye? Which one would you think you'd be interested in picking up? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, then please give it a like and consider subscribing, because I do eyeshadow tutorials, swatches, hauls, and reviews here on my channel every week. I would like to thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you again next week. Until then, bye-bye.